Hello, visionaries, and welcome to the last episode of 2023 of Creating the Vision. We made it. We made it, guys. It's the end of 2023. Woo hoo. I am going to spend 5 minutes pouring into you because I want you to pour into yourself. So here's what we're going to do for the next 5 minutes. We are going to check in with ourselves. We're going to align with our goals for next year. And I'm going to send you off with a huge thank you. So the first thing, I want to pour into you. I want to impart upon you just some guidance, some advice, some friendly thoughts about how we care for ourselves. It is the end of the year. You've made it through the holidays. Well, I guess we do have New Year's, but you've made it through to the end. We have conquered. We have achieved. You've done the parties. You've done the networking, the holiday soirees, the happy hours, the date nights, the family trips. You've bought the presents, the gifts, the experiences, all the things. You've decorated for umpteen holidays. You've sent your child to school with lunch every day successfully, or maybe not. Or you have helped them thrive and survive this year, and you have done the same. But you've also pushed through, you've persevered, you've accomplished things, you have made it happen this year. So regardless of however you view your year, I'm here to tell you it was a success. Yes, was there heartbreak? Was there loss? Was there tragedy? Did we maybe fail at something? Were we rejected? Were we told no? Abso-freaking-lutely. But we pushed through. So I want you to take stock in all of your accomplishments and everything that you did this year to get to this point, to this day, to this exact moment when you're listening to this podcast about creating the vision for your life. My one goal for this podcast was to inspire people to live their lives in the most authentic way possible, to become a better version of themselves, and to lean into the stories of everyday people out there creating the vision for their life, making it happen, and owning their purpose, their passion, and their why. Because we owe it to ourselves to live that kind of life. And the beauty of it all is that we get to live that life. We get to wake up every day and live this amazing life. We get to choose how we want to curate and create it. And then we get to go out and make that happen. And that's a really freaking powerful and beautiful thing to be able to say that we have ownership over. So thank you so much for everyone who's listened to the podcast this year, who has leaned into me, who's reached out and DM'd me, who's told me how much the conversations that I've had with so many amazing, dynamic, wonderful guests that are just everyday human beings out there living their life and making it freaking happen. Thank you. Your kindness, your generosity, your share of the podcast, your like of the podcast, your follow, your download, every single bit of it means the world to me. Thank you. Thank you. I remember being asked, if no one listened to your podcast, would you still do it? And the answer was emphatically yes, because this has been so empowering and powerful for me to go through this process with you. And I cannot wait to share with you what we have in store for 2024 because it's freaking fantastic. So we made it, guys, to 2023. Here's one thing that I want to do really quickly. I have about a minute. I want you to think about the word of the year for next year. Because if you don't buy into this process, if you don't buy into any of the mumbo jumbo that you think vision boarding and creating the vision for your life is, there's one thing I want you to do for me. Think about how you want to step into next year. Get into the mindset of, what word is going to sum up or is going to propel me forward into 2024 that I'm going to cling to? That when things are tough or things are good, I'm going to come back to that word. Whether it's peace, save, grow, inspire, develop, momentum, mindset, creativity, whatever that word is, find it and lean into it and set some goals around that word of the year. And the reason I say that is because you will find that by the end of next year, when we revisit this practice, that word will have taken on an entirely different meaning. It's such a great way to start this process as a jumping off point if you've never vision boarded, if you've never sat down and written your goals down, which only 3% of Americans have. So I'd venture to say that most of us have not taken the time to sit down and write our goals down. But we owe it to ourselves in 2024 to get to know who we are. Like I said, we get to evolve. We get to wake up every day and become a different version of ourselves, a beautiful, more enhanced, evolved, elevated, leveled up version of who we are. We owe that to ourselves. So let's make sure we crush it in 2024. Thank you, thank you, thank you for all of the support. And cheers to the mother freaking new year and doing the dang thing, making it happen, and creating the vision for our life. Thank you so much, visionaries. Happy New Year.